The full Play It Today breakdown is in the description on their check.com. For Wave Race, Blue Storm, the useful answer is not yes. This is a respected GameCube racer. The useful answer is yes, it can still be worth playing, but only for the right player, because the legal route today is not smooth. Blue Storm still has a reason to exist, because it does something most racing games do not. It makes the water the track, not just a visual effect, not just a theme. The waves, the weather, the lean of the craft, the blue line, and the way your rider fights the surface are the game. That is the appeal. If you want a racer where every turn feels slightly unstable, where the course keeps pushing back, and where getting faster means learning how to read the water rather than just memorizing corners, Blue Storm still have a real identity. But that does not make it an easy recommendation. For a casual retro-curious player, this is not the obvious Wave Race starting point today. The access friction is too high, and the game itself asks for some patience. It can feel slippery, it can feel fussy, miss enough goals, mishandle the lean, or underestimate the waves, and the game stops feeling like a breezy arcade racer and starts feeling like a very specific skill test. So the recommendation is selective. If you already like GameCube era races, if you care about water physics, or if you specifically want the heavier, more demanding Wave Race entry, Blue Storm is still worth considering. If you just want to sample the series legally with the least hassle, start with Wave Race 64 on Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack instead. That distinction matters. Now, how do you play Blue Storm legally today? Based on the current check in the dossier, there was no verified modern official digital listing for buying or subscribing to Wave Race Blue Storm itself. No confirmed Switch Online release, no confirmed Switch 2 GameCube Classics inclusion, no verified Wii U Virtual Console option. The official GameCube listing exists, but that is not the same thing as a current storefront. So the practical legal route is the original GameCube release with a legitimate disc on GameCube hardware or compatible Wii hardware. That is the best current option for people who specifically want Blue Storm. It is also the purest option. Unfortunately, it is not a low friction option. The low friction recommendation is a different game. Wave Race 64 through Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack, that does not replace Blue Storm. It does not give you the same handling, presentation, or GameCube specific feel. But it is the easier, official way to play Wave Race today, and for many viewers, that is the smarter first step. So why is the original GameCube version still the version to start with? If you are committed to Blue Storm, because it is the only verified version of Blue Storm that matters right now. There is no remaster to weigh against it, no collection confirmed, no modern port with convenience features that changes the calculation. The choice is not between 5 versions. It is between accepting the original release on its own terms, or choosing a different Wave Race entry because it is easier to access. That is the core trade-off. Blue Storm is the faithful choice. Wave Race 64 is the convenient series entry point. And if you do start Blue Storm, do not treat it like a simple arcade racer with boats. The first adjustment is controls and core mechanics. The game is about buoy discipline, leaning, turbo management, and reading wave movement. The L and R lean matters. The water matters weather changes are not just background dressing. You are not only racing the other riders, you are trying to keep the craft stable while the track is moving under you. That is why the early experience can feel harsher than expected. The game may look immediate, and the basic idea is simple, but the satisfaction comes from learning how to stay clean through unstable turns. Do not worry about mastering every course, every rider, or every unlockable right away. Focus on hitting buoys, staying composed through rough water, and understanding when speed is actually making you worse. That is the difference between Blue Storm, clicking, and Blue Storm, feeling like a fight. The final verdict is this: Wave Race. Blue Storm is historically important, but selectively recommended today. If you want the specific GameCube water racing experience, and you can legally access the original release, it still has a strong reason to play. If you want the easiest legal way into Wave Race, do not force it. Play Wave Race 64 first, and keep an eye on Blue Storm only if Nintendo gives it a cleaner modern path.